our lesson on polynomial operations, and this time we're going to focus on adding and subtracting polynomials. Okay, so before we get started, I want to review what it means to combine like terms and what exactly are like terms. Okay, so here I have a chart here of kind of what is not like terms and then what is a like term. Okay. So what is not a like term? So maybe I'll do it in pink, kind of like a red. Okay, so what is not like terms? One example is 4x and 3. Okay, and the reason why these are not like terms is because the first term has a variable, the second one does not. Okay, so it is not like terms if one has a variable, a letter, and the other one is a constant. It does not have it. Okay. Another thing that is not like terms is something like 4x and 3y, okay? And the reason why is because although they both contain variables, right, they both have a letter, they contain different variables, okay? So not a like term, okay, when one has a variable, the other one does not. Not a like term when they have different variables, okay? Another thing that is not like terms is something like 4x and 3x squared. You might be like, but Miss Ng, they both have a variable. They are the same variable. Why are they not like terms? Okay, the reason why they are not like terms is because the power on those variables are not the same. Right? Not the same. Right? So even though the variables are the same, the powers on them is not. This is x to the power of 1. This is x to the power of 2, x squared. Okay? One more example of why this is not like terms. Okay, is because the second term here has an additional variable, so the variable portions or the variable parts do not match, right? So if one has an extra variable that the other one doesn't have, it is not like terms. Okay? So what is like terms? Okay, so an example is 4x and 3x. Okay, so it has two requirements in order to be like terms. First, the variables have to be the same, and their powers. Okay, so variables same, powers the same. That makes it like terms. So why are we talking about combining like terms? The reason why is because when we add and subtract polynomials, it simply is combining like terms. Okay, that's all it is. Adding and subtracting polynomials, all we are doing is combining like terms. Okay, in other words, all we're going to do is add or subtract the coefficients in terms of matching variable parts, letters, and exponents. We do not combine, okay, or add or subtract. Okay, we do not combine the exponents themselves when adding or subtracting. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of practices. Okay, we're going to add or subtract these polynomials here, and we're going to write our answer in standard form. Okay. So the first one here is I have 2x cubed plus 9 minus x. This is my first polynomial, and I'm going to add it to 5x squared plus 4 plus 7x plus x cubed. Okay. When it's a plus sign, all you have to do is rewrite it and remove the parentheses. So since this is addition, I'm adding the two polynomials. All I'm going to do is rewrite them. Okay. And then I'm going to combine like terms. So I'm going to start with my highest power. So that's x cubed. Okay. So I'm going to match 2x cubed with x cubed. Okay. So this here, this 2x cubed and x cubed, here there's a coefficient of 1, right? So if there's no coefficient, it's 1. So 2x cubed plus 1x cubed gives me 3x cubed. Okay. Then I'm going to do x squared, okay? So after x cubed comes x squared. Okay, so 5x squared, there is no other x squared, so that just stays the same. So 5x squared. Okay. Then I'm going to do x to the power of 1. Okay, so here I have a negative x and a 7x. Okay. So So again, there is no coefficient, so that means the coefficient is 1. Ooh, if I could write the 1 here. So this is negative 1x plus 7x. Negative 1 plus 7x is 6x, so 6x. Right. And then after x to the power of 1 is x to the power of 0, which is going to be my constant. Okay, so here I have 9 as a constant and 4. Okay, so 9 plus 4, that's 13. And there you go. Okay. So my final answer when I add these polynomials is 3x cubed plus 5x squared plus 6x plus 13. Okay. So let's try the next one here. So my first polynomial is negative 36x squared plus 6x minus 11. And then I am adding 6x squared plus 16x cubed minus 5. Okay. So these are my two polynomials. I am adding them. So all I have to do is rewrite and remove the parentheses. Okay. Once I do that, all I have to do is combine like terms. So I'm going to start with my highest power here. My highest power this time is x cubed. Okay. That is my only one, so it stays the same, 16x cubed. Okay. After x cubed, I'm going to do the x squares. So here I have negative 30x squared and 6x squared. Okay. So I'm going to combine the coefficients. The power stays the same. Right. So negative 36 plus 6 is negative 30. So negative 30x squared. Wrong color. Note that when I'm combining like terms, the exponent, the power, stays the same, okay? Because all I'm doing is adding and subtracting. I am not multiplying, right? The only time when my exponent changes when I'm multiplying or dividing exponents, right? So then after x squared is x to the power of 1. Okay? So that's only 6x. Okay? So that stays the same. Okay. And then after x to the power of 1 is my constants. So my constants is negative 11 and negative 5. Okay. So negative 11 minus 5 is negative 16. Okay. And once I'm done with my constants, I am done. Okay. So when I add these two polynomials, my final answer is 16x cubed minus 30x squared plus 6x minus 16. Okay. So now, let's do the next one. Okay, so here I have my two polynomials. It's 3 minus 2x squared. And then I am subtracting. Okay, so that's different. We've done addition on the other ones. This time we're subtracting x squared plus 6 minus x. Okay. So what do we do when we're subtracting? Okay, the first polynomial stays the same. So this stays as 3 minus 2x squared. Okay. And then when we are subtracting, what we're going to do is we're going to distribute that negative. Okay, so this is a common mistake I see where students only give it to the first term. But since we're subtracting all of this, okay, this negative needs to be distributed to every single term in this polynomial. Okay, so negative times x squared makes a negative x squared. Okay, and all it really does is it changes the sign of everything inside that parentheses. Negative 1 times 6 makes a negative 6. Negative 1 times negative x turns it positive x. All right, so all you see is now for my second polynomial, their signs changed, right? And that is because I'm distributing that negative, right? So since I'm subtracting all of it, it changes the sign of all of it. When I do that, the parentheses now go away. And now it's just like an adding question. Okay, so we're going to start with our highest power. In this case, it's x squared. So I have negative 2x squared minus x squared. That becomes negative 3x squared. Okay, after x squared will be x to the power of 1. Okay, so x to the power of 1, I only have this one. Okay, so it's a plus x plus 1x. And then after x to the power of 1 is my constant, so I'm going to look for my constants. That's 3 here and negative 6. Okay, so 3 minus 6 is negative 3. Okay, and here you go. And that's my final answer. Okay? And we're going to do one more before we call it a day. Okay, so here I have my two polynomials, 5x cubed plus 12 plus 6x squared. I am subtracting, okay, because of this minus sign, I am subtracting 15x squared plus 3x minus 2. Okay? Because I am subtracting this whole polynomial, I need to distribute my negative completely. Okay? The first polynomial stays the same, so 5x cubed plus 12 plus 6x squared. And I am subtracting all of this, so now I'm going to distribute that negative. So negative 15x squared is negative 15x squared. Negative 3x, negative 3x. Okay, negative 2, that turns it now into a positive 2. And what you see is that every sign in my second polynomial now changed, right? This 15x squared now becomes a negative 15x squared. Positive 3x, negative 3x. Negative 2, positive 2. Okay? And then after that, we're just combining like terms. So I'm going to start with my highest exponent here. So that's x cubed. Okay, so that's the only one. It's going to stay the same as 5x cubed. Okay. Then I'm going to do x squared. So here I have 6x squared and negative 15x squared. 6x squared minus 15x squared is negative 9x squared. Okay. Then I'm going to do x to the power of 1. Okay. This is my only one where it's x to the power of 1, so negative 3x. And then last is my constants. Okay, so here I have 12 and 2. So 12 plus 2 is 14. And there you go. I've subtracted my polynomial, and this is my final answer. Okay. So that's it on adding and subtracting polynomials. Have a great rest of the day. Bye, guys.